Hi guys, so this is going to be a really quick 20-minute flow, ideal for stretching out any achy limbs after a day of being sat at your desk. I did the classic thing this morning of going out for a run, came home, went straight into making packed lunches for my girls, getting them packed off to school in the childminder, had a shower, had my breakfast, sat down at my desk, and then didn't move for about 4 hours. So my body is stiff as an old boot, and this little flow is going to, hopefully bring a bit of life back into it. I was going to do a little stretch this evening, so I thought, why not share it with you guys? Okay, so roll your mat out, make sure you're nice and comfy, and let's get started. So come up to the top of your mat. Okay, bring the feet a little bit wider than hip distance, so have a little bit of space between your feet, and we're just going to start off by bringing the arms all the way up, taking a really long stretch through the body, taking a hold of one wrist and just easing over to the side, so taking a little bit of a side bend, just stretching through the waist, taking a big inhale and then taking that exhale over the other way, so just changing your wrists and taking that side bend the other way. Okay, we'll do that one more time. We're going to come up. Again, you've got a little bit of a stable base, so you're taking the feet out a little bit wider, or maybe just underneath the hips, so you've got a little bit of a wider base when you come into your side bends. Relax again, take that inhale as you come up, and then exhale, taking it over the other way. Okay, so bring the arms all the way back down, interlace your hands behind your back, okay, open up your collarbones, press your knuckles down towards the floor, so you get that really lovely stretch, and then come into a fold. So just hinge at the hips, let your tail kind of lift up behind you, and lift the knuckles all the way up behind you. So the backs of the legs are probably feeling a little bit stiff. Again, if you've been sat down a lot today, then you will definitely feel it through the back of the hamstrings. Release the arms and then just gently kind of roll yourself up. Maybe even give yourself a little bit of a sort of a wriggle as you come up, so you're kind of got a little bit of a shake on as you come up. Breathe in again, bring the arms up. And we're going to do that one more time. We're going to take the hands around behind us again, interlace, open those collars, press the knuckles down, and again, soften in the waist, soften in the belly, come all the way down into that fold. Again, the head feels really heavy, it's just hanging down, back of the neck is soft. Okay, and then we're going to breathe in, we're going to let the arms come down, take a big inhale, let the hands maybe rest on your shins or even fingertips to the floor if that feels okay. Just lengthening there, and again, you can just take a couple of breaths here, just soft on the breath in and big exhale on the breath out. Lovely, soften on that fold. Take your right leg back, take a really long lunge to the back of your mat and just let the knee drop. Okay, we're going to open up through the hips again, softening into those hip flexors, and just let the left hand kind of rest there on the back of your thigh. Feel the right arm pull up through the waist, so you're really deepening that stretch into the hip. Okay, and then windmill forward. Come into a downward facing dog for me, so press all the way back. Take your feet back towards the mat, back of the mat, just tuck the belly in, and then just sink those heels a little bit deeper, maybe even bend the knees. If it's a little bit, again, feeling tight in the Achilles or the back of the calves, you might just want to walk it out. Okay, just take your time there. Walk it back to the top of the mat. So we're going to come back the way we came, bring it all the way up, showing off my belly, and then again roll up, stack it nice and gently. Take your time as you come up, maybe again do that little shuffle, that little wriggle as you come up. Breathe in, up and over, and do the same. Fold it forward, hinging at the hips, interlacing those hands, and just letting that belly come down again. Hopefully those collars, those collarbones, those shoulders are starting to feel a little bit softer. Okay, again, release the hands down, breathe in, look forward. And this time, exhale, take the left leg all the way back. Okay, same again, big lunge, step it back as far as you can, let the knee come down. Again, soft into that hip flexor. Okay, and the right hand this time is resting there on the back of the thigh. So you're lifting up through the left side of the body. Again, if that hip is really, really tight, maybe just reduce that movement so you're coming up here a little bit higher. But over time, you just get a little bit more length. Again, let's find our downward facing dog. So hands come down, step it all the way back. Again, tuck that belly in, nice and slowly, just sort of inching those heels down towards the floor, taking a big breath in and a big breath out. Lovely, come into a plank. We're going to come down onto our belly, so really slowly, just lower. Come all the way down and just wriggle those shoulders into the back pocket. So you're kind of, again, sort of massaging through those shoulders, just getting little shoulder shrugs. And then let the elbows come down underneath your shoulders and just lift the heart forward. So you're taking a nice gentle back bend. Again, that breath is really slow, really soft. Inhale. And exhale. Push back. Come all the way up onto downward facing dog. And again, walk it forward really slowly, bringing those feet 1 foot at a time, just making your way back to the top of the mat. Fold, let the weight of the head come down. And again, just unravel. Okay, so we've been doing quite a lot of moving, hopefully just sort of easing into those kind of stiff limbs, those stiff joints. Last time, just interlace those hands for me one more time. Open the collars up. Again, little hinge at the hips. Letting the chest lead the way as you come into that fold. The weight of the head just sort of drags you forward. Okay, breathe in. Again, look forward, inhale. And then step it all the way back. Take that right leg. Actually, sorry, I'm going on my left leg, but you can go on your right leg. All the way back to the back of the mat. Let that knee come down. Open up. Lovely, again, soft into those hips. Now we're going to take a twist from here. So we're going to bring that left hand down and just turn towards that front knee. So you're getting that lovely swivel. Okay, and then as you bring the right hand down, come into a high lunge. So lift the back knee off the floor. And we're going to walk ourselves into the middle of our mat. So you're going to take your hands onto the inside of your feet and you're going to come into a nice wide leg fold. Okay, so now your legs are have got a nice big distance between them. Your toes are facing the long side of the mat. And again, you can either keep that heart lifted or you can sink it down into your fold. So you're coming down a little bit deeper. Now, one thing that can feel really nice when you're in this position is to kind of bring your hands into a down dog position. So you've got them outstretched and you're kind of pushing back into your heels, you're pushing back into your bottom. And that just gives you a nice sort of depth to that stretch. Okay, just take one more inhale. Big exhale. And we're going to walk ourselves towards the back of our mat. Okay, so you're going to turn. Again, pivot onto the balls of the feet. Let the back knee come down. And again, lift on up. Soft into the hip. Okay. And then keep that right hand to the floor. Turn towards that front knee or that back knee as it is now. And just get that nice twist that we did on the other side. So opening up. So hopefully you're starting to feel a little bit more movement there through the outer edges of the hips as well as the inside edge. Good, let's do that again. So bring the hands back onto the inside of that foot. Okay, straighten out the legs, walk yourself back. So back to center. Both of those feet, again, the toes are facing towards the edges of your mat. Again, come into that fold, nice and slow. Letting the forehead or the crown of the head come down a little bit closer. Lovely, take a breath in. And again, just let the exhale sort of deepen on that stretch. Okay, we're going to lift up. We're going to come out of our fold. So keeping the feet as they are, toes facing the edges of your mat. Take a breath in. This is where you want to draw your belly in. Make sure your core is engaged. And then lift all the way up. Brilliant. Now your feet are facing the edges of your mat. Now I want you to take your right toe and turn it towards the top of your mat. Keep the back foot where it is and just bend into a warrior. So you're coming into warrior 2. The arms are coming up, okay? You've got a nice long sort of, almost as if your hands are being pulled in opposite directions. And we're going to take our right hand and take a little tricep stretch here. So the right hand comes down through the middle of the shoulder blades. That left hand is either going to hold the top of the elbow or you can sweep it round and take that bind, so you're kind of clasping the hands together behind your back. And again, just focus on kind of softening those shoulders. I know it can kind of feel a bit, almost like counterintuitive. You're thinking, oh, what? I'm like creating a bit of tension, but at the same time trying to let go. But just think about softening into the hips, come a little deeper into that warrior if you can, and let the shoulders just relax. Let the back of the arms, the triceps relax. Brilliant, lift on up, relax the arms. Let's take it the other way. So turn that right foot round. So again, it's side, the toe is facing the long side of the mat, and that left toe faces the back of the mat. Bend into that left knee. So come into that warrior again. And again, relax the shoulders. If they've kind of crept up towards your ears, just relax them down. Come a little lower. And again, let's bend the left elbow. Take a hold of the top of the elbow. Let the hand just sort of dangle down between the shoulder blades there. And that might be fine for you. You don't need to take the bind. But if you do want to take the bind, and it is in your practice, then you can go for it. And don't be surprised if you find one side is really easy and the other side is really quite tough. You've always got that dominant side where you hold more tension. Okay, come a little deeper onto that left leg if you can. Breathing in. And again, breathing out. Wonderful. Windmill the hands. Long arms. Come all the way up. Again, turn those feet round, so have both feet parallel. Now we're going to bring our hands to the floor, so come into a fold. And I want you to bend your right knee, so you're coming into kind of a side stretch. And just hold it there. You can feel it down the inside of the leg. But again, both toes are still facing towards the edges of the mat, so it's not quite your traditional skandasana or surfer's lunge. Okay, let's take it to the other side. So again, bending your left knee. Ooh, you can hear my knees, my hips popping. Tuneful body, I think it is. Lovely, let's take it back the other way. Okay, and this time we're going to try and turn it into a skandasana. So you're going to bend into the right knee. You can see my left foot is starting to lift, and I'm going to come down a little bit deeper. Okay, and again, we're just progressing really slowly. So if you want to stay in that position there, don't feel you have to come with me into skandasana, you can stay. And again, if you want to pause it and maybe spend a bit more time here, like, no, hurry up, get it over and done with. But if you do want to spend a bit more time there, just pause. Okay, let's try it on the other side. So again, coming back through center, okay, adjusting your weight, bending into that left knee, lifting that right toe. And again, just pausing there, taking it nice and easy. Good, lovely. Breathing in and breathing out. Fab. Lovely. Just take one more round of breath. And then when you're ready, let's come back to that nice wide leg fold. Brilliant. Just take it one more time. Let's come down, let the crown of the head just sort of soften. Okay. And then we're going to take a little twist. So we're going to keep our left hand on the floor and just take your right hand up. So you're twisting through the waist, you're twisting through the shoulders. Oh, nice and smooth, nice and smooth. And then try and change it up. So take the right hand down and then take the left hand up towards the sky. Brilliant. Again, as you come down, we're going to walk ourselves back towards the top of the mat. Okay, so as that left hand comes back down, just turn that right foot. Okay, so you're coming back into that high lunge. And then as we step to the top of the mat, I want you to tuck that left foot in behind the right. So your ankles are crossed and you're coming into that fold again. So those hamstrings that I neglected this morning after my run are now going to just get a little bit of a chance to lengthen. Okay, and this can be quite nice for that IT band as well. So you might feel it along the outer edges of the feet, along the legs. And what you can do is you can walk your hands around to one side. Okay, so you're just deepening that stretch. And again, really slowly taking it round to the other. Okay. Wonderful. Now bring the feet back. Now just keep a little mental note of which foot you had in front, okay? So bring the feet together and then roll up. All right, so I have my right foot in front. So if I forget in a minute, you can remind me. Now let's take a little bit of a balance. Okay, so let's lift up. Now our ankles are the things that we always neglect in terms of kind of keeping them strong, stretching them. We take them for granted. So just lift up onto the balls of the feet and see if you can just balance there. Okay. Again, if you have a little bit of a wobble, that's fine. Woo! On cue, I lose my balance. Again, see if you can just hold it. And then as we come down, take the weight into the right foot and just bring yourself into a tree, so that left foot just rests on the ankle. You might even keep the big toe connected. Okay, if balance isn't one of your, your strong points, don't worry, it's always work in progress, which is why yoga is a practice. But if you want to bring it up a little bit higher, then just take that foot all the way up. You can maybe even rest the foot over the top of the thigh if you want. You can kind of press the foot against the thigh. So that it sort of tucks in there, okay, as an alternative. And just enjoy that balance. We're going to test it. We're going to bring the arms up. Okay, the core is engaged. You're working through the glutes. You can feel your leg, especially that standing leg, is really strong. And then gently bring it down. Perfect. Let's try it on the other side. Okay, so just walk those feet out. Give them a little bit of a shuffle. Okay, left leg is going to be your standing leg. And then again, find that tree. Either the big toe stays rooted to the floor, or you can start to play around and maybe bringing it up. The only place that it doesn't go is on your kneecap. Okay, so keep your knee joint protected. Don't put pressure in from the side. And again, if you want to have a play, maybe bringing that foot up, you can just sort of rest it there. And again, you're pressing the foot against the thigh, so it kind of helps to activate your glutes a little bit more. And again, that IT band. So you can just have a little bit of a play with it. Perfect. And again, if you do want to pause it at any time and maybe spend a bit more time balancing, then you can. That's the beauty of having it pre-recorded. Lovely. When you're ready to bring it down, okay, just relax that foot, bring it all the way down. Now, remember which foot you had in front last time. That foot is going to tuck behind, okay? So this time, my right foot is snuggling in behind my left. And again, I'm going to fold. So I'm going back into that forward fold. All right, and letting the nose sort of ease down. Now this feels a lot tighter on this side than the other side. You might feel the same. You might have felt it the other way actually. But just accept, just try and release. Often when we get faced with a restriction or a barrier, we kind of recoil and don't want to spend that much time there. But this is actually where we really need to dig deep. And just try and give in, try and relax into that restriction. Just accept and let it sort of overcome it. And again, if you want to walk the hands around, maybe round to the side. You can take a little bit of time there. And then maybe over the other way as well. Perfect. Okay, now unhook your feet. We're going to step back into our downward facing dog again. Okay, we're nearly finished. Can you believe it? Don't need to spend that much time stretching, do we, to get so much benefit. Now just sink into the heels. Okay, and we're going to come into a couple of pigeon poses, which are some people's nemesis. Some people love them. Now you'll probably remember a couple of weeks ago I did a seated figure 4 stretch, which is almost exactly the same as doing a pigeon. Okay, so just keep that back leg sort of nice and soft. And again, if you want to go in a bit deeper, this is where you can kind of wiggle that back leg back a little bit further and then start to fold. If that front foot wants to come further forward as well, that will make that pose a little bit more challenging. So just ease back, or ease in, should I say. And just if you can come all the way to the floor, you can relax there. And again, if you want to pause it and spend a bit more time here, then you can as well. Okay, start to walk it up. All right, and just look over your left shoulder and then bring that foot in. Bring the heel all the way up towards your bottom there. Okay. And again, you just get a nice little stretch there in through that front of the hip. Wonderful. And then relax that foot down. Okay, tuck that back toe under. Lift the hips all the way up. Sink the heels down. Again, come into that nice sort of soft heels. Feel the back of the leg getting a little bit more relaxed. And we'll do the same on the left, okay? Left leg is going to come forward. Again, relax that leg all the way back behind you. Soft into those hips. And then just walk it forward really slowly. And just take a bit of time just in that nice pigeon pose. Okay, this is a time again when you can kind of overcome that sort of restriction. If there is a little bit of tension, a little bit of tightness there, and it sort of feels really uncomfortable and you're not sort of sure about it, you want to, oh, you just want it to be over. There's always a temptation to rush it, isn't there, on that side? So just try and stay there for a little bit longer. Okay, and then start to walk it up. And again, if you want to pause it and stay there for a bit longer, just lift that foot behind you. You can stay there for a bit longer or start to lift that foot behind you there and just bring the heel in. Wonderful. Take one more breath. And then as you let that foot go, swing the leg all the way around. And we're going to lie back onto our belly. Okay, we're going to relax. Okay, we're just going to roll down nice and slowly. And then take the feet, the soles of the feet together and just let the legs kind of come down so you've got the legs open into a nice butterfly. And just rest on one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. And again, you can stay there for as long as you like. You can end your practice now, knowing that you've given your body a really good stretch. It's a really good mobility workout, especially after a day where maybe you've been a little bit sedentary. You just need to wake those muscles up a little bit. Okay. When you're ready to come up, just bring the knees together. Just a little rock and roll, backwards and forwards. Okay. And when you're finished, draw the hands to heart center and just take a little bow. Namaste. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed, and hope you also enjoyed my little photo bombing husband who, decided to join us halfway through. Take care. Bye.